Hello, Mr. Todaro here, and today we're going to read A Remainder of One, with permission from Scholastic, authored by Eleanor J. Pincis, and illustrated by Bonnie McCain. A Remainder of One. The story of Joe might just well explain what happens to numbers when they must remain. After division and they're left behind as lonesome reminders, it seems so unkind. Down by the orchard, a young apple trees, the sunshine felt hot, about 90 degrees. So insects all scurried for any cool shade, from mushroom or leaf where they watched a parade. The 25th Squadron marched past the bug crowd, bound and determined to make their queen proud. The troop had divided for two by the show. Each bug had a partner except Soldier Joe. So they divide by two, and there were 2 lines of 12 each, but poor Joe was a remainder of 1. Hup 2, 3, 4. We're in the 25th Army Corps. Queens count 2, 3. We're in the marching infantry. The queen wasn't pleased. We're unhappy to find that 1 soldier's left at the end of the line. A honeybee hovered above Lone Joe's head. The queen likes things tidy, the bean sternly said. I'm sorry, Private, said Joe Sergeant Stephen. You must stand aside, so the troop will be even. The 2 lines of 12 then marched neatly away, while Bug Soldier Joe had no choice but to stay. Lone Soldier Joe learned it wasn't much fun to find himself labeled remainder of 1. The brainy Bug Soldier stayed up the whole night. Perhaps 1 more line would make everything right. All 25 soldiers marched past the bug crowd, nervously hoping they'd make their queen proud. The troop had divided by 3 for the show. Each line seemed perfect, then someone spied Joe. So they divided by 3 from 25, and there were 3 lines of 8. But poor Joe was a remainder of 1. Hup 2, 3, 4. We're in the 25th Army Corps. Queens count 2, 3. We're in the marching infantry. The regal head shook. It's disturbing to find an oddball bug at the end of a line. A slender mosquito loomed over Joe's head. Too bad you're a misfit, the pest sharply said. I'm sorry, Private, said Sergeant Joe Stephen. If you stand aside, the troop will look even. The 3 lines of 8 all paroled marched neatly away, while sad and disheartened poor Joe had to stay. The oddball bug Joe knew it wasn't much fun to feel so left out, a remainder of 1. Again the lone soldier thought all through the night, with 1 more bug line, it might work out right. Now try again. Let's see. See what happens this time. The 25th Squadron marched past the bug crowd, anxiously longing to make their queen proud. The troop had divided by 4 for the show. The lines all looked even till they spotted Joe. So they divided 25. They had 25 bugs. Divided by, they had 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, so rows of 6. But then there was still a remainder of 1. Make sure they see that. Her Highness pointed. We're angry to find a tag-along bug at the end of a line. A shy dragonfly fluttered over Joe's head. Now don't get discouraged, the fly softly said. Don't get discouraged. We'll figure it out. Let's see if they can figure it out. I'm sorry, Private, said Joe Sergeant Stephen. You must stand aside. The troop will be even. As 4 lines all 6 marched so neatly away, said Joe couldn't watch, for he had to stay. Poor tag-along Joe didn't have any fun. Always left out, a remainder of 1. But hard-thinking Joe had the answer that night. Another bug line must make it work right. The 25th Squadron marched past the proud queen, the neatest, best troopers she had ever seen. 5 lines of soldiers with 5 in each row, perfect at last, and that's counting Joe. Because 5 divided by 25 is 5. Good show, said her grace. Your rows are divine. We see no remainder to ruin your line. The troop looked aside, great pride in their skill at dividing. Joe was pleased he was there marching, not hiding. The coolest bug soldier beneath the hot sun, Smart Joe, the former remainder of one. So before we decided to read this book, some of us wanted to, some of us didn't. We were a little bit divided here on whether we would have read the book or not. But anyhow, have a wonderful day.